Hello everyone, we are from group 6. My friend Izzah and me myself, Nurul Fatin, will present and talk about today's topic on Aristotle and moral character. Let's proceed. But before we proceed, I want you guys to imagine how someone can always know what to say, how someone can be confident without being arrogant, and how someone could be brave but not reckless. This is all type of person that we always wanted to be, being mastered in become a person. It might sound impossible, but Aristotle believed that these people do exist. Aristotle said that we are what we repeatedly do. Okay, so Aristotle talked about virtue theory in his famous book, which is Nicomachean Ethics. In this book, he is seen as pioneer of this theory, virtue theory. This theory talk about focuses on the character of a person. It's about developing into a virtuous person and living a moral life. It is not about what should I do, but rather on what sort of person should I become, should I be. Okay, in order to know what person should we become, Aristotle highlight that we need to know a little bit on theory of causation. In this theory, Aristotle believed that everything in reality was working toward a telos. What is telos? Telos is a purpose or an end. So everything have a telos in this world, and something was judged as a good or bad when it fulfill its purpose or its telos. For example, a seed. A telos of a seed is becoming a flower. So once the seed become a flower, it's achieve telos. Another example is if we take a knife, the telos is to cut something. So if a knife is able to cut when human wanted to, and it reached its telos and fulfilling its purpose. As a human being, we are also the same. We have our own telos, either as a son, as a daughter, as a student. So we have to fulfill our own telos. Okay, another thing that we want to discuss in this topic is about doctrine of mean or golden mean. Okay, so this is basically about an understanding of a virtue is lies between two vices. Okay, this mean that moral behavior is the mean between two extremes. For example, at one end you are too shameless, at the other one side you are too shy to do something. So golden mean is all about moderateness, as Aristotle believed that moderation was a key in this golden mean. So instead of becoming a shameless person or a shyness person, you have to balance these two vices and hold the virtue at the middle. Another example is becoming overconfident at the one side, and the other side you are become a cowardness person. So you have to balance what person you want to become at the middle. That means your virtue need to lies between these two extreme. You need to find your virtue between these two extremes, and you will be acting morally according to the golden mean, so that the other side you will not be too excess in something, and the other side you will be not too lack in something. So next I pass to Izzah to explain more on this topic, Aristotle and moral character.
Okay, next I will proceed with the next subtopic, which is moral exemplar. So first, what is moral exemplar? Okay, in the slide shown, we can see that moral exemplar is someone who sets a fine example and serves as a role model for the rest of us. This means that in order for us to be a virtuous person, we need to follow the moral exemplar and make them as our role model. Okay, beside this definition, there is also another definition of moral exemplar from Cooper and Wright 1992, which is moral exemplars are special people particularly worthy of study. Meaning here that moral exemplars people are worth for us to study, as there are people who are already possess the virtue in their life, and we are built with the ability to recognize them and the desire to emulate them, and we also learn the virtue by watching it and then doing it by ourselves. But in the beginning, it will be hard and it will be fake, because you are just copying someone who's better than you at being a good person. But over time, these actions will become an ingrained part of your character, and eventually it will become that robust trait that Aristotle talking about. It will just manifest every time you need it. That is when you know you have virtue and you are fully realize it, and it will become effortless for us to be a virtuous person. And besides, in Aristotle's view, the ethical person is one who reasons well and does so with community and society firmly in mind. And a person of good character recognizes ethical issues even if they are not dramatically different from past situations. Okay, next I will proceed with the next subtopic, which is eudaimonia. So what is eudaimonia? Eudaimonia is often translated as happiness, but that's a bit misleading. And eudaimonia comes from from two Greek words, which is first eu, that stands for good, and daimon stands for soul or self. And in Greek philosophy, eudaimonia means achieving the best conditions possible for a human being in every sense, not only happiness but also virtue, morality, and a meaningful life. And the ultimate goal of philosophy is to become a better people to fulfill our unique potential as human beings. And Aristotle also argued that you can achieve eudaimonia by working hard, cultivating your virtues, and excelling at whatever task, nature, and circumstances come to you. And this is because by working hard, at the end of the day, after working hard, we can achieve the happiness, and the happiness can be the eudaimonia that we talk about. And however, Aristotle also wrote that living in the right kind of place and balancing your activities with wisdom are essential to achieving eudaimonia as well, meaning that it is not only by working hard for us to achieve eudaimonia, but also to live in the right kind of place, and also balancing our activities with our wisdom to achieve eudaimonia as well. And for example, in the slide, I'll put the example. If you are a parent, you should excel at raising your children. If you are a doctor, you should excel at healing people. And if you are a philosopher, you should excel at gaining knowledge and wisdom and teaching. Of course, each person plays many roles life and eats by excelling in all of them that one achieve eudaimonia. Meaning that to achieve eudaimonia, we need to be excel in all of them regarding our role in society. And we can see that in the example, if you are a parent, you should excel at raising your children, meaning that if you are a parent but you not excel at raising your children, it means that you not achieve the eudaimonia. And next, let's see the differences between happiness and also eudaimonia. Okay, just now I said that in translation of Greek words, the word eudaimonia is usually translated as happiness. But as the previous section explains, there is a lot more to this concept than happiness, because the English word happy has an interesting origin, very different from the origins of eudaimonia, which is happy comes from the Norse word hap, which means fortune or luck. So we can see here that eudaimonia is actually not only happiness, but it beyond happiness. And looking at the table, the difference between happiness and eudaimonia. So happiness is emotion, temporary, measured by pleasure, can be achieved by immoral means, connected with luck. Meanwhile, eudaimonia, state of being, ongoing, measured by excellence, can only be achieved by living a moral life connected with effort. So for happiness, the key word is luck, while the eudaimonia, the key word is effort, meaning that in order for us to achieve eudaimonia is only to put our effort and working hard, and not only depends on the luck itself. Okay, a life of eudaimonia is a life of striving, meaning that it's a life of pushing ourselves to our limits and finding success. A eudaimonistic life will be full of happiness that comes from achieving something really difficult rather than just having it handed to you. But choosing to live as eudaimonistic life means that you are never done in improving. This is because you are never to a point where you can just coast, and you are constantly setting new goals and working to develop new muscles. And choosing to live life in this way also means that you will face disappointments and also failures in our life, because you keep improving from time to time, from day to day. So you will face many failures and also disappointment. But worry not, because from these disappointments and failures, you will keep going. You keep going up, meaning that you will keep working hard to achieve your happiness. And for the analogy, I can say that we know that eudaimonia doesn't mean a life of cupcakes and rainbows, but it means the sweet pleasure of sinking into bed at the end of an absolutely exhausting day. So what this mean? Meaning that it is the satisfaction of knowing that you have accomplished a lot and that you have pushed yourself to be the very best person you could be. So by pushing yourself and accomplish a lot, and at the end of the day you will feel the sweet pleasure. And for Aristotle, morality is being the best you can personally be, and also honing your strengths while working on your weakness. So I will end this presentation with a quote from Aristotle, Okay, you can see on the slide, meaning that virtue means doing the right thing in relation to the right person at the right time, to the right extent, in the right manner, for the right purpose. Thus, to give money away is quite a simple task, but for the act to be virtuous, the donor must give to the right person, for the right purpose, in the right amount, in the right manner, and at the right time. So that's all from us for this presentation. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.